What's going on, guys? It's NYPrepper here, and today is the opening day of early bear season here in upstate New York in the Catskill Mountains area. And they started doing an early bear season here in New York a couple of years ago, especially in the Catskills, because the Catskills have a huge population of bears. And so they opened up an early bear season a few years ago. I think it was 2014 when they started doing it, and it's just a 2-week hunting season. It's from the last 2 weeks in September is when they do the early bear season here in the Catskills. So I got my 416 Ruger, which you guys saw me do the penetration tests. I'm gonna bring that along, and my 44 mag as a backup. And I'm looking for a massive bear that charged my dad last year when he was hunting deer in November. I don't know if it's still there or not, but I figure I would go to the area and see if maybe I can get lucky and see the bear. The area that I'm going to has a lot of bears. I've been hunting there for probably almost 10 years now, and every time I go there for deer, I always see bear tracks everywhere. And last year my dad actually got stalked and charged by a big black bear in that area. He was sitting down on the ground behind a tree, and he said he was starting to take a nap because it was like mid-morning, and he kind of saw something in his peripheral vision coming out of some thick mountain laurels and rhododendrons. And he saw it was a bear, and it kind of, first it was running in front of him like broadside, and then it turned towards him and started running towards him. And my dad got a little bit nervous, so he grabbed his gun, which was sitting right next to him, leaned up against a tree. He grabbed it and got up to his feet, and the bear stopped, behind the tree, maybe like 20 or 30 feet in front of him, so maybe 10 yards in front of him. This bear just stopped and was just standing behind the tree. And my dad tried to take a shot at it, but I think he was so nervous because the bear, was kind of charging him in a sense. So I think he said he thinks he missed and he shot over the top of the bear. But the weird thing was that the bear kind of was like hiding behind a tree, almost like he knew that my dad was there. So my dad couldn't even get a good shot at the vitals because the bear's butt was the only part that was sticking out. And the bear, after my dad took the shot, the bear just stood there and didn't even move for like probably a minute or two, and then it ran off to my dad's right side. It kind of ran off to the right side. So my dad doesn't know what happened there, if the bear was trying to stalk him, or if it charged him, or what the situation was. The bear started running towards him, but it wasn't like a full speed like you would see in like a typical bear charge. It was like more of like a, I guess like a bear jog. So it was running at like a moderate pace. And then it kind of just turned towards him and stopped behind a tree. And the bear, after my dad took a shot, the bear just stood there, which was really strange. My dad said the bear was not afraid at all. And he thinks that the bear was probably at least 500 or 600 pounds. He said it was absolutely massive. He said when he first saw the bear, he thought it was like a brown bear. He said it looked like one of those brown bears on TV when you watch the nature shows. He said it looked like the size of a brown bear. He said it was absolutely massive, and he's seen a lot of bears before. Both of us have. So that area's got a lot of bears. It's a very dense brushy area. There's a lot of cover, there's a lot of food, there's a lot of water. So it has the right ingredients for a bear, and they've always been there. So hopefully I'll see something today. We're gonna go out pretty much every weekend for the next 2 weeks. So you may see my videos on prepping slowing down a little bit, but I'm gonna bring you these hunting videos, just for your enjoyment and for your entertainment. I'm gonna take you guys along on my hunts, and if I get successful or not, and show you guys the scenery and my gear, and things like that, and how I go about hunting. You know, so stick with me, guys, and join me for this hunt. And also, the area that I'm hunting in happens to have it's one of the areas in the Catskills, or in the entire state of New York, that has the densest bear population, and it has the largest bears that are killed every year. Last year there was a bear that was killed, I think it weighed like 650, all right, dressed, all right. So after it was dressed, it was 650 pounds. So you're talking about a live weight of over 750, I would say. You know, so that's a monster, you know, and that's why I tell you guys, you know, always carry a pistol when you're hiking, if it's legal for you to do so in your area, because you run across a 600-pound black bear, you know, a bear like that is less likely to run away from you and more likely to stand its ground, because, you know, they're more mature. Typically bears like that are mature males, and they feel more confident and they have less fear of people, you know. So you want to always have some kind of backup weapon. Even if you're a hunter, you know, you should always have a backup pistol when you go into bear country, because if, God forbid, your main rifle malfunctions, you know, you have a backup pistol to go to just as a last resort weapon, you know. So I'm gonna have my 44 mag as my secondary weapon if something happens. I don't anticipate a bear charge, but again, you know, my dad got charged by a bear last year, you know, stalked, charged, however you want to say it. Not every bear runs away, guys, you know. There's this myth that, you know, black bears are always going to run and brown bears are always going to charge, but actually a lot of people in Canada get killed and eaten by black bears every year. And you know, as recently as 2017, I believe, there was a hiker in New Jersey, which is not far from where I'm going to be hunting. This hiker was stalked, killed, and partially consumed by a mature male black bear. All right, and that was a couple of years ago. Also, close to the vicinity of where I'm going to be hunting, there was also in 2005 a black bear actually killed a baby that was outside in a stroller in the backyard of somebody's house. You know, a little black bear came from the woods and grabbed a baby by the head and pulled it out of the stroller, pulled the baby out of the stroller and carried it into the woods. And even though the bear dropped the baby because the people realized and saw what happened, just the bear grabbing the baby by the head just immediately killed it. It's a really sad story, but that's in the same vicinity of where I'm hunting. So, you know, I always get people telling me that, you know, black bears are soft and easy to kill and they always run away. And it's not always the case. It depends on the bear, you know. It depends on how big the bear is, depends on the attitude, depends on the bear's exposure to people. All right, some bears are more afraid of people than others. Mature males are generally going to be more aggressive than young male bears or females. All right, guys, so stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy the video. All right, guys, I'm getting close to my hunting destination here. Just wanted to show you the scenery and the beautiful skies today. Beautiful blue skies. It's a nice early fall day in September. You can feel the beginnings of fall coming. It's absolutely beautiful day today, guys. Last night the temperatures went down into the 40s, and today it's in the 60s right now, mid 60s. And in the sun it's warmer. You know, in the sun it's probably in the low 70s. It's supposed to go back down into the 40s again tonight, so it's already like an early fall type day. You can see the leaves on some of the trees are starting to turn color already on the sugar maples, and some of the locusts and birches are starting to turn yellow already. So this is the part of the New York State that has the highest bear population per square mile. The most dense population of bears are in this area right here that you see. and the largest bears are killed in this area, or this is one of the areas in New York that has the largest bears. But last year in this area there was a bear that was killed that was over 650 pounds after it was gutted. You know, this whole part of the Catskills has a lot of bears, so I'm really excited to see what happens today, and hopefully there'll be some activity here, and you know, I'll get to see some bears. You know, I'm only looking for a mature bear. I'm not looking for any small bears or... Alright guys, we have reached the hunting area and it looks really good. Not many people here today, only 2 other cars in the lot in the trailhead. So I'm going to hike this trailhead probably, I don't know, a little while, probably about 1.5 miles. And I'm going to use my compass and break off to the side, close to where my dad saw the bear. Unfortunately my dad couldn't make it today, but you know, he explained to me where he saw that bear, so I'm going to hunt in that vicinity. And my loadout, I got my 416 Ruger here, alright, which you guys have seen me do penetration tests with this one. Alright, this is the rifle that shot through 26 2x8s. Alright, so it's got a lot of penetration, which is what you need for big animals like big black bears here. Alright, 600-pound black bears. Also got my 44 mag just in case. It's always good to have. And got my pack on me, all my basic loadout. So stay tuned guys, hope you enjoy the video. It's a beautiful day today guys, great day to be hunting. And if you notice, I'm wearing shorts. One of the few times that you can wear shorts when you're hunting in upstate New York is during early bear season. Temperatures are still warm enough where I can wear shorts, which is nice. It's nice not having to wear all the layers and having cold toes hiking through snow. So it's nice, you know. Just wanted to show you guys some of the scenery here, what the terrain looks like. As you can see, it's very dense. Not too steep, kind of gentle rolling hills. You know, there's a lot of natural caves here. There used to be a lot of quarries here back in the day. So it's a very attractive place for a bear to find a den site here. But it's a mixture of hardwoods and softwoods. A lot of beech trees. Bears love beech trees. Extremely thick terrain here, guys. Look at all these mountain laurels. Got to be very alert in areas like this. Bear could be anywhere. Extremely dense. Terrain like this, you really got to be on your toes. Bears love dense vegetation. They feel safe in it. And they also like using hiking trails. You really got to be careful in areas like this. Just hiking into my spot. It's always different hunting in the warmer months. Everything is green. There's no snow on the ground. You can't see as many tracks. Also, visibility is much more greatly diminished. As you can see, visibility here is very small. Normally in the fall time during deer season, it's a lot more open. You can see everything. You can take longer shots, but here, as you can see, it's pretty hard to see anything through this dense vegetation. A lot of mountain laurels here. Mountain laurels, rhododendrons, white pines. As you can see, the white pines here. All the mountain laurels here. This is ideal bear country right here. Very thick. And there's a lot of oaks also and beech trees, which gives them a source of food. Alright guys, we're almost at the destination. Almost at my hunting spot here. You can see the area opens up a little bit here. And there's a lot more oaks. A lot more oaks here. A lot of red oaks. Alright, a lot of mature oaks, as you can see in the camera. A lot of oaks, but also a lot of mountain laurels. It's a good mixture for deer and for bear. My dad shot a lot of deer in this area here. It's a really good hunting area here, so just want to show you guys more of the terrain here. See the mixture of mountain laurels and oaks. It's a perfect combination for bear and for deer. They can eat the acorns. There's also some white pines mixed in, but a lot of oaks here, as you can see. A lot of mature oaks. Alright guys, we've reached our destination. We're going to pull out the compass now and break off to the left side, down in that direction. Alright, underneath these little hemlocks here, we're going to use that as a reference point for when we're coming back. So this way we know that this is the area we broke off from the trail. You see these hemlocks here? If you look around, there's no other hemlocks here. It's all birch and beech and deciduous trees, okay? So we're going to use these conifers here as a reference point, so when we're coming back, if it's a little bit darker, we know more or less that we're right on track to hit the trail. Alright, I'm on the trail right now. There's a little muddy spot. So one of the reasons why you always want to carry a pistol, even if you're a hunter, unless especially if you're by yourself like I am right now, and you're in bear country, because I have to set my compass right now, and I had to put my rifle down in order to do that. And if, let's say, all of a sudden a bear pops out, tries to charge me or something, I have something on me, you know, versus if you only have your rifle, you know, you put that down, you're pretty much naked, you have nothing. So alright guys, so we're going to set the compass in this direction down there. I'm just using a Kamanga compass here. So alright guys, so we set our bearing. We are at 70 degrees, going east-northeast. And this compass has glow-in-the-dark parts to it, or it's tritium. So when I come back later and it's getting dark, I can still see my compass without a flashlight. So that's a huge benefit. Highly recommend this compass. Alright guys, we're off the trail now. And it opens up here, a lot of oaks. And we're going to head down in that direction there that you see in front of you. And I like that it opens up here. This is a nice open area. A lot of acorns, a lot of oaks. It's an ideal spot for any kind of animal, deer, bear. Okay, so I'm gonna head down a little further, set up my spot. Alright guys, This is where I'm going to set up shop for the rest of the afternoon. It's good visibility. Hopefully a bear will walk out in the open. Maybe it won't, I don't know, we'll see. But this is in the same area where my dad saw that bear that charged him. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to be sitting behind this little rock here. Nothing fancy, no tree stand. Just sitting my butt on the ground. Got my scope set for 2 power. Don't want to set it too zoomed, because the shot distances are pretty close. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day today, guys. Alright guys, just wanted to show you this cool new piece of gear that I have. There's a mosquito on my hand. It's a cool piece of gear that I just got this year. It's a Walker's game ear. Alright, it's let me see if I can show you guys. It's got this controls here on the left. I can adjust the volume. It's just an electronic hearing protection. It's just a cheap one. It's here's the brand, Walker's. I don't know if you guys can see that. Mosquito on my hand again. Walker's. Alright, this one was only like 70 bucks. It's just got like a little rope that hangs down the back of your neck, and this is supposed to function as a hearing protection. So if you're hunting and you know, you have to take a shot, you don't have to blow out your ears. But also it has an amplification, so I can amplify sound up to 5 times. So I can turn the volume up, and it has 5 volume settings. When I turn the volume all the way up, it's really sensitive. I can hear every little sound in the woods. It's crazy. So I highly recommend this piece of kit for you guys. Let me turn the sound down now. Highly recommend this for you guys, so you protect your ears, you know, especially if you're shooting big bores, powerful rifles and handguns like this 44 mag, or you know, my 416. You know, you don't want to lose your hearing, you know. So alright guys, just wanted to share that with you. It's always nice to get out in the woods before it gets cold. You know, I can wear a t-shirt. As you see, I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. Alright guys, so another thing that you want to do when you're hunting, whether it's bear or deer, you want to put on some kind of cover scent. Alright, and here you see that green wafer. That's a little cover scent that smells like pine. So, you know, bears have very sensitive noses, so I want to cover up my smell. And I put one on my body, and then I put one on my backpack. So just wanted to give you guys that little tip. Another thing too is when you're looking for a hunting location, an area to set up your overwatch position, you know, you want to look for large trees or rocks like I have here. What I can do is I can sit against this rock, and it's going to break up my silhouette. So if there's a bear or a deer, especially deer, bears are not as good visually as deer are. Deer have very good vision. But, you know, you sit behind a rock like this, or you know, you find like a large tree and you sit behind the tree, it'll break up your outline. You know, like this area has a lot of good spots that you could sit down, you know, like this tree right here. You know, I could sit against this tree, you know, my butt right on the ground, back against the tree, and it breaks up my outline. And it camouflages me against the tree too. You know, but all these trees are really good spots. These rocks here, these big boulders, you know, you can sit against the boulder. You know, obviously if you have a tree stand, the tree stand is really good, but you know, tree stand, not everybody wants to carry a tree stand and set it up. And you know, plus I think hunting on the ground is a lot more exciting, especially when you're hunting bear. You know, being on the ground is a lot more exciting to me, and you know, puts me right on the ground with the bears, you know, or whatever else I'm hunting. So I prefer to hunt on the ground. I actually never used a tree stand in my life, and I've been hunting 20 years and I've never used a tree stand. I just hunt on the ground. I sit on the ground. I find a good spot like this where I can overwatch the area, and I just sit with my butt on the ground and find a good tree or stone to break up my outline, and I overwatch the area here and I see what comes out. You know, it's a good way to do it. You know, look for areas like this where you can, you know, sit back against the rock, and something like this is ideal. You know, and you want to have good visibility so you can see all around you. And if you're hunting with somebody else, you want to make sure that you set up you know, fields of fire, so this way you guys don't shoot at each other. You know, set up fields of fire or shooting lanes so you guys don't shoot at each other. So if a bear walks between you guys, you're not shooting at each other. You know, establish your fields of fire before you split up with your hunting partners or your hunting group, so you guys don't shoot each other. That's essential. And you know, talking about weapons and safety, you know, in addition to setting up fields of fire and shooting lanes, you also want to, you know, be very safe with your guns, especially if you're hunting with other people. You always never want to point a gun at anybody. It doesn't matter if it's loaded or not. You want to treat every gun as if it's loaded, and you know, never point a gun at anybody, you know, unless you're in a defensive situation. You know, always be aware of your what's beyond your target, okay, which goes back to the shooting lanes and fields of fire. You know, if you see a deer and you want to shoot the deer or a bear, you know, be aware of what's beyond that animal. You know, make sure you have a clear sight of that animal. Don't just shoot at something because it's moving. That's how a lot of hunters get shot each year, because you know, somebody gets really excited and they see a bush moving or they see a dark spot and they just shoot at that, you know, and that's how a lot of guys die. So in hunting accidents, you know, so don't do that. You know, be aware of your muzzle. Never flag your muzzle at anybody. And treat every gun as if it's loaded, and be aware of what's beyond your target. You know, that's huge. Those are huge gun safety rules that you should never break. And that's pretty much it. Obviously, keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. You know, never keep your finger inside the trigger guard for any reason unless you're ready to fire. All right, so that's another rule of gun safety. And this is my hunting pack for today. This one happens to actually be my bug out bag, or one of my bug out bags that I converted into a hunting pack. It's a direct action dust. That's the name of the pack. I got a flashlight here, compass here, fire kit on the side. Got here I got lighters and all my fire starting stuff. Lighter, 2 different types of lighters, and stormproof matches. canteen with canteen cup. Here I got all my tinder sources. I want all the stuff that I need on the outside, easy to access. And in case you guys are unaware of what kind of rifle I'm using, this is the Ruger M77 Hawkeye Alaskan, chambered in 416 Ruger. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. 416 Ruger, very powerful cartridge. All right, this is what you want for big bears. This will stop a bear with one shot. A lot of power. This is an Athlon 1-to-6 power scope, so it's just a low power scope. That's what I like for bear, and obviously for anything that can hurt you. You want a low power scope, you don't want a high power scope. And plus the terrain here doesn't lend itself towards high power scopes. It has iron sights on it in case I ever wanted to use iron sights. I could if my scope failed. It's also illuminated. It has an illumination dial on the side. I'm going to do a full review of the scope soon, guys. It's a really good hunting scope or tactical scope. 1-to-6 power is really good power range. I really like the way it feels on the rifle. It doesn't take up too much room. I'm going to review that scope soon. It's really good for hunting and also tactical. I'd say out to 200 yards. You could easily use this scope out to 200 yards. This rifle, the M77 Hawkeye Alaskan, it has a 20-inch barrel, and it only weighs about 8 pounds, so it's very comfortable to carry. It's got the stock has a aluminum bedding block in it, so it's very solid. I have these quick detach scope rings here, which is for dangerous game. This is made by Alaska Arms. So I can quickly take these off if I need to. If my scope fails or something, I can take it off and use the iron sights. And this is the gun that I plan to use when I go to Alaska for brown bear, for hunting brown bear. It's been a dream of mine for a long time to go to Alaska and hunt some brown bear. So, you know, this is a good place to test out my gear and test out my skills on the upstate New York black bears. You know, but my goal is to go to Alaska and hunt some big brown bears out there, or up there. But that probably won't be for a little while because I have to save up money for it. Those kinds of hunts are very expensive. Sun is setting slowly, guys. As you can see, it's getting a little bit darker in here, and bears tend to get more active when it gets darker. All right, bears are more active in the morning and in the evening. They're a type of creature that likes to move around when it's around dawn or dusk. All right, guys, it's getting darker now. Sun's going down, and gonna head out soon. In a couple of minutes. See the sun over there, slowly setting here. Woods are slowly getting a little darker. So I'm going to set my compass now and head out of the location we're in, get back to the trail. So we still have probably about a 30-minute walk from the trail to the parking area. I'm probably about 2 miles back from the road right now, so I want to set my compass now before it gets too dark. And so the way to do that, if you have one of these compasses here, the Kamanga compass, what you do is you just, first of all, when you're using a compass, you want to make sure you don't have any metal nearby that's going to throw the compass needle off. But what you're going to do is you're going to turn the compass 180 degrees, okay? You can see the red on the inner side. If you look on the inner red numbers there, you see it says 180, okay? All right, so you're just going to go 180 degrees. You're going to follow this black line there, or these two this line here that's going to point in your direction of travel. Alright, so that's how we get back to square one from where we came from. Alright, so alternatively you could do math and add 180 to your prior bearing, and that would get you back. But so we're gonna head back now, guys. Alright, look at those blowdowns, guys. Look how that tree is just leaning against the other one there. Isn't that pretty cool? Alright guys, I made it back to the trail, and we're gonna slowly make our way out of here. The sun setting already. Gets dark in the woods quick, so look at this dense mountain laurel. It's crazy. Some really thick stuff here. Mountain laurel and rhododendron. Look at this. It's just an absolute maze in here. It's crazy. Alright guys, didn't see any bears. Almost at the parking lot. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more hunting videos. I'll keep you guys updated as the bear season goes through, and also the deer season. So thank you guys for watching. Take care. God bless. Hunt safely. And don't forget the 3 P's. Prepare, practice, and persevere.